Hello, Mike Gillespie, SalesMax. Podcast number 21, Teamwork. As you may notice, I've got my Ravens cap on and I've got my Seattle Seahawks colors on. But I went to witness a game out in Seattle this past weekend. Terrific, from a terrific team, great fans, loud stadium, and fortunately for us, it was a Ravens victory. Today I want to talk a little bit about teamwork, and I'm going to share out of chapter 3 from my book, Never Ask a Barber If You Need a Haircut, Find Common Ground and Make It Better. I want to share a little excerpt, and it has to do with the California redwood trees. And if you know anything about these redwood trees, they're the largest, oldest living creatures on the planet. You'll never find them growing by themselves, and that's my idea I want to talk about today. Because they've been on Earth for over 100 million years. They could, at one point, be found all over the world. Now they're primarily found in Northern California by the coast. They grow over 350 feet tall. That's 35-story building. Mammoth, enormous, 500 tons, get to over 25 feet in diameter. They're pest-resistant, disease-resistant, fire-resistant, drought-resistant. That's why they've been around for so long. The reason they're never found alone is they have a root system. These 350-foot mammoth beasts have a root system only 7 to 10 feet deep, which is incredibly shallow because of their great size. So therefore, you're only going to find them in forest. You know why? Because their roots are interconnected and locked. And the root system from the forest helps the entire team of trees stay together, grow taller, bigger, stronger, and longer. So I want you to think about that analogy, because when, they've been around for the millennia and their strength of their roots are enormous, but they're dependent upon each other. And what I want to talk about today is teams and leverage. And how do you leverage all the resources available? And why do the top 1% of salespeople all have this one trait in common of using leverage and using resources? Well, there's 3 things I'm going to talk about. Number 1, other teammates and resources available. Number 2, I want to talk about managers. Managers that you work with from your channel, your company, other companies, from different departments. And 3, I want to talk about external partners that you work with, customers, how maybe you can use them and leverage them up as well. So talking about other teammates, top performers. If you're a wholesaler, why wouldn't you call within your own division 1 or 2 of the top people and bounce some ideas? What are you doing? And it sounds so simple and so easy, but in reality, it really doesn't happen, because everybody kind of thinks they're in competition with one another, which is crazy because you're in a completely separate territory. But if you share ideas and stories, it's amazing how that just, radiates throughout the company and helps everybody, brings everybody up. So talk to your fellow teammates. How about people from different channels? If you're in a different channel from somebody selling the same product, why wouldn't you talk to some of the top people to see what they're doing? Because you know what? Some of those ideas are pretty applicable to everybody as well. And what about competitors? Do you have friends in the business that you see at meetings once a month or a few times a year? Why wouldn't you talk to them and ask them and pick their brain? Hey, what's happening? What's going on out there? So talk to your competitors. They're in the same space. So we talked about other teammates, both within and externally from the company. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to talk about managers. Same premise. Why wouldn't you talk to managers within your own channel, within your own company, other channels, and companies? What about external to your company? Some of your big competitors. Talk to those managers, because they manage groups of people. They might manage anywhere from 10 to 15 people. And why not say, hey, what are your top people doing these days? And you know what? If they're honest and they're good people, which most people are, they're going to share those ideas with you. And you never know what you're going to get out of it. Okay? So we talked about other teammates. We talked about managers. What about managers from the internal sales desk, or from the marketing department, or from the other departments, and find out, hey, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? So be a great communicator and ask those great questions. So we talked about other teammates. We talked about managers both within and outside the company. And now I want to talk about external partners. In wholesaling, a lot of times we have external partners that help us. And we use them generally, and we'll get speakers from them, and we'll do meetings and this and that. But why not go a little bit deeper? Go to your sub-account wholesalers and ask them, hey, what are the top people? What is the guy in Detroit doing that's been the number one guy forever? What does he do different? Oh, he's doing roadshows. Well, how is he putting them together? Ask those questions, and you'd be shocked and amazed that you might be able to take some of those ideas, implement it into your own business. So what about your own internal advanced uses department? Are you using them effectively? Why not call the people in your company that are using them and ask them how they're doing it and model your business after that? You know, if you just go out and reinvent yourself and take a leap of faith, get outside of your comfort zone, and just find these other ideas, you'd be surprised and shocked at how much more productive you can be. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is why leverage, how to go about it, other teammates, managers, external partners. And why would you do this? Because the little bit of effort that you put forth in going out and establishing these relationships and finding out what other people are doing, it's going to benefit you immensely. And why wouldn't you want to increase your business and have some great ideas? But you got to get out of your comfort zone. You've got to go do it. There's 2 or 3 things that you can pick up from virtually anybody, implement it into your business to be more successful. And lastly, here's another idea for you. My last ask. Why wouldn't you go online to Amazon for $17 or $10 if you want to get it digitally? Get this book, because I've got a lot of great ideas about the same types of topics that I'm talking about. You can do this, and the $17 might be 10 million more in business you could do over the course of the year if you pick something up. So it just befuddles me that people don't want to take that little bit because they think they know it all, or their managers say you've got to do this and this, and this. You know what? Do the things that the top 1% of salespeople do, and just see what happens. Have a terrific day from Sales Max, and we'll talk to you soon.